Welcome back to the Comeback Kings. It's a somber day here in the studio. One of our own has fallen. I was going to wear a black armband for you.
Why? Why you wear an armband?
Your Philadelphia Eagles.
You guys are loving this. Don't even try it. Especially this guy over here. He was giving me that business last night. Don't do that. Last night, I was like, yo. I'm over it, though. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Let me hear something. What's good? Hey, well, anyway, what's going on? First of all, what's going on?
I think it was good, great Super Bowl, right? If you weren't an Eagles fan.
Yeah. Good Super Bowl to the very end.
It was a great game.
It was a good game. We can't front on that. But, how you been, man?
I've been
What's
excellent.
been going on?
Good. Not like we just didn't see all each other last night.
Yeah, but still.
Yesterday afternoon.
But the people haven't seen us. So what's up with you, Jaime? What's going on, baby?
Not much, man. You know, the same old slinging tacos.
Hustle.
Slinging tacos with you on at Zaco.
That's it. Ain't nothing really going on.
Making this happen at 9 o'clock on Monday morning, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of us have lives, man. You know what I mean?
Schedule gets tight sometimes.
It's all right. That's respectable.
I made it.
But
Back-to-back shows.
what we we have to. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna call this dude? I'm gonna call him the Russell Wilson of our Because you gotta talk to a guy to talk to the guy to talk to the guy. I'm like, yo, can I talk to Jaime, please? They be like, yo, you know what I mean?
We'll pencil in the schedule. See if he's available for later today.
And his representatives would be like, we don't know if he's available, but we can relay the messages.
And Jaime's in the back going, who is it, Coop? No.
It's always good having one of the original members here chopping it up with us. But we're going to get into it. I'm a little emotional. Don't mind me if I'm down today, people. You know, you might even see me shed a tear. You know what I mean? But we're going to take a quick one. We're going to come back with the quick hits.
Yeah, we're talking
What we got? Seriously, what are we talking about, though? It's starting to dwindle off.
I think, it's going to do some NFL news to start off. A little
You
quick
wanna
hits
do
on
NFL?
that. Because this is it. This is the last NFL show.
Yeah. You want to talk about that WNBA thing?
I'll bring up the WNBA thing. Are we going to talk? Have you guys talked about the trade deadline and, like, the blow-up of the Nets?
Well, we kind of touched base a little bit, but I know you, a native New Yorker, you might want to give us our perspective. We're gonna come back. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it all. Get it on. Come back, Kings, baby.
Back again. Comeback Kings. What are you, episode 20 now?
I think it's 20, yeah.
And like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. That's easy. I don't want to hear no excuses. That's easy for you
Drop
people.
a comment. Coop answers everybody's questions.
Yes, I do. I talk back. One of my boys, he has like a thing. He says, I talk back. Talk to me, I talk back. But go ahead. What you got, baby?
We got some NFL notes, news. Other things happened besides the Super Bowl. Derek Carr said he will not waive his no-trade clause.
What do you think that's about?
He wants to be released.
Is it a money thing, though, why he's doing that? Or is he trying to stick it to the Raiders? Or
He's trying to stick it to the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
If they leave him on after the trade deadline, he's $40 million on their cap. That kicks in Wednesday.
But
So plus, if they let him go, it gives him like a month before anybody else can really talk to teams to start talking to teams.
Is he the guy, though? Let's be honest.
I don't think so. I don't think he's the difference maker.
No.
As a quarterback.
And they brought Devontae for him. He had no excuse this year, I feel. At least, I don't know. They brought Devontae and McDaniel.
It was a brand new system they set up.
It was a new system. I don't know if he's the difference maker, though. Like, so... Especially if you're going to keep him on for $40 million.
Yeah.
You know, is that worth it to Mark Davis and the Raiders?
But who's your quarterback now?
That's going to be the problem.
Who is your quarterback in Vegas now? I don't know.
They won't
Are
have
you
one.
going to take Mariota? offered
Yo,
I don't know who's out there.
they swing that big trade for Lamar. You put Lamar.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
You put Lamar out in the desert.
Ooh, I didn't even think
And
about that.
the Ravens are not trying to pay him.
Wow.
You know the Ravens are not trying to pay.
So you might see some craziness go on in the summer, this summer. And
So what do you think if you're the Texans? Wouldn't you take Carr for another year? It took a couple of years to get you over that hump till you you draft a quarterback. They could draft a kid this year.
Who's the?
how
And
much
then give
money
him a
they
couple
got on
years.
the books, though?
Tons.
Oh no! They got like they could sign.
They could sign a whole new team. Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. Whole new team.
But do you do anything? Because I heard they got picks too, though, right? They got
got two.
picks.
Yeah, they got extra. Yeah,
So they're set up nice.
D'Amico Ryan's got a little.
So
nice
that's
little
alluding
thing
to the
there.
thing you were talking about yesterday.
Yeah,
If you're like a coach, the Sean Payton cat,
you go to Denver where you have no money. You're stuck with Russell Wilson, and all your draft picks are going. Or
yeah,
you go.
Rico Ryan's is set up sweet, baby.
Yeah.
It all depends on how that GM handles that, because you could have a good situation. I mean, you could be the Lions or the Jets, who for years had top picks and never had anything to show for it.
Speaking of the Jets, what did you hear about the Jets?
So apparently, there's a report out that they called the Packers about Aaron Rodgers. They're trying to relive the Brett Favre situation.
What do you think about that?
I don't know, man. I like I said, I don't think at this point. I don't think he's the
There's
guy.
no upside.
No, there's an upside. I don't think he's the guy. I don't think he's the guy that's gonna put. Is he gonna draw people in? Yeah. Is he gonna sell some jerseys? Absolutely. Is he gonna lead them into the playoffs?
What's the cost,
I don't
too?
know. And
What's
the
the
other thing is,
cost?
what is it gonna cost them?
I say this. I always just go to his character, and you know how I always said about this dude. The stuff that he pulled in Green Bay, he can't pull that in the New York media market. No way, no how. They'll destroy this dude. In my eyes, that's what I go to right away.
Remember, the thing is, old Nathaniel Hackett is now with the Jets.
Yeah, he can't.
So
pull
he's
none
got
of that.
he's got some ties there.
The first time he tries to come out and be like, "Relax," they'll kill this dude, man. They'll kill him.
Let's face it, White's not the answer. I mean, he had a couple of good games, and obviously Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson is not the answer, unless it's your teammate's mom. Oh, your Red's mom.
Unless you're a MILF, he is not the answer.
Let me ask you this. So now that division, imagine if Aaron Rodgers go there, you still got the Tua cat, you still got the other cat in Buffalo. Patriots are bringing up the rear now, in my eyes.
If he went there, and if Tua doesn't get a concussion,
There's a lot of still question marks, but
if he doesn't, now the Patriots are 2.
yeah, I give you that.
The other thing you got to see is the Dolphins going to be able to keep all that team, because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And like you said, Tua is not right now. He is hanging on by a paperclip.
Paperclip. He's one concussion away.
He's that little kitten in that hanging there.
Yeah, hanging in there.
Yo, I saw something on the CTE thing. I didn't know a lot of these retired. They said like over 92% of these cats that retire suffer from that.
But you got to think about it. Like, a lot of these dudes, they've been playing football their entire lives.
I remember you brought that up. That didn't cross my mind either, because then I thought about it.
How
I'm
much
like,
damage
yeah.
happens in high school?
So,
Yeah, Pee Wee,
you got to think
Pop
about
Warner.
how many concussions or how much trauma they've had before they got to the NFL.
Wow.
Then you throw in the college, NFL, all those games.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know how many concussions Tua's had before. But then he had he had 4 this season.
Wow.
something
I think it
like
was
that.
three. He had 3.
2 back-to-back, and then 1 later in the season
Yeah.
that ended him.
So you got to think about that was just like this year. Like what happened to him in college? What did he do?
So what
before
is
that?
your stance on that as the NFL though? Do you step in and tell this dude you can't play? Because you know what the flip side of that with these players, what they're doing now when they retire. They're trying to go after the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what is your best, like if I'm the NFL, do I say or do I say to you, if you can play, but you need to sign this?
Well, that's what they got to document everything and cover their ass. Believe me, their lawyers know what to do.
Not trying to skip around because the Hamlin cat they're saying is coming back.
He wants to.
That's what I'm saying. Do you step in with this stuff?
But I think with something like with Hamlin, I think it was just like a freak.
You think that was a freak accident?
Freak accident. It wasn't
concussions ain't freak accidents.
Nah, concussions.
No, I'll give you that.
Like I think the Hamlin thing was a freak accident. But the biggest thing I know for the NFL is that it has to be an independent doctor, an independent medical team that clears him. Excuse me. So as soon as he's cleared up, I think he should be fine. If he's good to practice, if he's good to play.
Yeah.
Would you add an extra plate of protection to his chest pad, something along those lines?
Give him the Iron Man thing.
Little flak jacket.
No.
You ever talk to Tony Starks?
But like as far as concussions go, like that's the hard part because like especially with like we joke about it, but Tua literally had like remember that other game they let him like stumble off the field and then he still got to come back.
He was noodle.
So if you're seeing what happens in NFL, which is on TV for everybody to see.
Yeah.
What happened in college that they hid? What happened in high school that no one even paid attention to?
Yeah. And that's the hard part. Like like I said, you got a lot of these guys have been playing football literally their entire lives from the time they were 4 or 5 playing, like pee-wee, all the way through to the NFL. That's a lot of years of trauma and concussions and
just
hits.
Getting hit in the head. Wow. What else you got, P?
All right. You mentioned before about the Ravens with the Raiders, but I don't know anybody's going to be able to pay that price because the Ravens are.
Who's picking up that tab?
From what I heard, are looking for 3 number ones. One of the proposed trades was a backup quarterback and 3 number ones and a number 2. Oh no, number 4. Something.
I saw this getting messy. I did. If they weren't going to pay him, this is going to get messy.
And they seem to be cheap.
I mean, they have a history of not wanting to pay these guys. Like they'll trade away people just to not pay them. So
are you trading away the franchise though? He's the guy to me for them.
Right now he is. Yeah. If you take him out of that offense,
you can even argue that he's putting people in the seats.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. He's box off in my eyes.
Now, think about it. You take him out of that offense. Name the other offensive starters.
It's such a hard thing for a team to invest that much money and that much time because look at what's going on with Dak right now. They're talking about having to extend Dak out to make his numbers more palatable. Now they got a quarterback that a lot of people question if he should be the quarterback going forward. Now you're going to have to extend him. You'll end up in the same situation with Lamar. It's such an investment.
All right, here's the thing. If you're the owner of Baltimore, do you pay this guy?
I think right now
what do you do?
If I'm the owner, like I said, he's your guy. Like how do you justify and turn around?
But what's the price tag? What are you paying him?
Sadly, unfortunately,
because they jerked him with the Deshaun Watson thing. That jerked everybody in my eyes.
It's market value right now, and the market is high. You got a guy who's MVP. He's been MVP.
Wow.
Like he's your franchise. So
40 plus.
What are you gonna like? Either you're gonna pay him, or you're gonna. At some point, he's gonna get to walk away.
And the other end of that too, we always kind of touch on this. It's the same thing kind of with the coaching. The quarterbacks are kind of slim pickings, man.
Yeah.
If you let him go, who are you bringing in?
When you gonna get that next quarterback?
When does that next guy come up? Like he's a I won't say generational, but that's the guy I don't know.
And then you think about it. You gotta think about it. Like, if I'm a player looking at the Ravens and you're not paying your franchise quarterback, you'd rather let him walk away? Do I want to go to that team?
Wow.
Not many teams get that Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers transition. Usually you got a bunch of bumps in between before you get the next guy.
So you're saying Baltimore's in a pickle right now?
Yeah, because I think you pay him and he's going to eat up a ton of your cap space, and then you got to figure it out, like you're talking about the Dak and the Cowboys.
And they're still saying he needs a number 1 receiver, which they haven't given him. So how do you pay another 1 receiver?
I think too, you'd have to hope that you get that, whoever that is in the draft. You make that magical pick or something.
But then the other thing is, I think you got to, if you let him walk away or you trade him, you got to turn around and look at your fans. And I think that's the harder thing.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because you got to turn around and look at your fans and go, yeah, so we didn't want to pay him, or he wasn't the guy.
I agree with you there.
And then I think that's even harder because you got to look at those people coming to the stadium every Sunday,
paying hard-earned money,
buying jerseys,
and that's Baltimore's like blue collar, so they're almost like Pittsburgh. Like, I worked all week to get these tickets,
and then
I came to see this trash on the field.
Yeah, you give away a top 10 quarterback.
So I think that's the harder part of that situation is like you know they're definitely in a pickle. They're definitely in a bind because you gotta either pay him and then you can't afford to pay other people, or you trade him and then you gotta look at your fans and go, hey, yeah, we know we let him go.
Wow. What else, P?
Little Eagles news. Well, Colts are going to be signing up your offensive coordinator. So the exodus is already starting. That's what they're saying.
That's the one thing I hate about when you're when you're competitive, then people just start picking. That's another thing that with the Chiefs that really hasn't really happened. Those guys, those kind of the core guys under Andy Reid, they kind of been there.
But I mean, to that.
They haven't really picked them apart.
Eric Bieniemy should have been a head coach by now.
Yeah. That's my point. Yeah. For whatever reason, though, he's still there.
You know, he hasn't gotten that chance, and I mean, I don't know if it's the whole NFL and it's they've had a long-standing issue of diversity.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's that or what it is. Like he just interviews bad, but like
it's got to be something because they have been hiring some black dudes while he's been there. Let's keep it a stat. Maybe it might just be him, or maybe he might just want to stay where he is.
He could be.
Like sometimes you're like, why would you walk away from?
But at the same time,
he's interviewed, so he want
But at the same time, he hasn't. No one's come out and said, "Yeah, we offered him this much. We want him," and he turned us down.
That's what I'm saying. Negotiations can go the other way.
Yeah.
Like he's probably like, you guys aren't gonna let me do X, Y, and Z. I kind of don't know. I don't know. Maybe you might. I don't know.
So that I think, but no one's come out and said, he got this offer and he turned it down. It's been a lot of he's interviewed and that's it. So
wow, but that's why I hate now Philly.
But you got to remember, hopefully it all pans out. Because remember, what is it? Everybody was trying to sign up all of the Belichick lineage, and
it never works out under his guys.
His coaching tree is horrible.
His guys never work. I can't say for anybody else, but I know for a fact. Name one guy under his tree that you were like, "Ooh, he's killing it."
His coaching tree is like your.
It's like a death tree. Yeah.
Your kids that move out and they just end up coming back home. They all just come back home. They're
with the bags. Like, yo.
Didn't work out at the new spot.
Yo, we gotta set an extra set. He gonna set another spot at the table. Johnny's back.
I got dibs on the couch.
We made your room into an exercise room.
What else you got, baby?
One more thing. Hurts.
Yeah.
You're talking about the coaches starting to get picked off. Now you got to stop paying your players.
Yeah, but we got a year, right?
No, they're talking about extending them out now.
They're going to probably try to.
They can do that.
Philly will pay, I feel.
They will pay, but they're going to do that because it spreads the money out a little bit more. But they're saying it's looking like a 6-year, $265 million deal, which would be $44 a year. I heard another thing where it could be closer to $50. He'll be right under Patrick Mahomes. Your boy looked like he deserved that. But
we're gonna jump in.
We'll talk about that later.
We're gonna jump on that.
Yeah, let's say. But he looked good yesterday.
I know this might be the end of quick hits, but I said this to you guys off camera. This is off to the left. What do you guys think about the USFL? I didn't even know they were in year 2.
Yes, you did. You just forgot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So he did know.
Do you think they got a legit shot now, or?
It depends on what they're trying to do. Like, the XFL's back. It's like all these little.
Why are they all trying to? I don't know.
They're all trying to be. I guess like at the end, they're trying to fill in that void of like when there's no football.
When there's no football.
That and I know I don't remember. Is it the XFL that's working directly with like the NFL?
I think it was the USFL, wasn't it? Because they were on the commercials.
Yeah, exactly. That's because I got that vibe from the commercials.
Yeah.
When I'm watching the commercials, I'm like, this feels like. And Strahan, he was in the commercial and all this stuff.
I didn't see the commercial, but I know that I know one of the leagues was like trying to become like the feeder or developmental league for the NFL.
So here's the other thing. Because I remember USFL, not the last time, but the first original time when it started.
The Donald Trump era.
Yeah, but I was saying they were picking dudes off. They were going right into the draft, taking dudes.
I remember that because
they were paying dudes
Herschel
too.
Walker, Warren Moon, Steve Walsh.
They were paying dudes. So I don't know how powerful they are this time around.
No, because I think they're gonna try to stay in their lane and be like a pickup like a developmental league.
Okay.
That other league was developed to be the rival to the NFL.
They wanted to, So this is more like you're saying they're gonna stay in their lane, hopefully.
Well, that's what it seems because, like I said, I remember seeing the whole thing about it being like a developmental league, and they're gonna have guys. Teams are gonna send guys they want to get reps in and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be more of a G League.
Okay.
That's like the NFL Europe. NFL Europe was supposed to be that.
Then a competition for the NFL.
All right, because I remember that. I kept seeing the commercials, and I'm like, is the NFL doing something? And then it said USFL. I'm like, April. I'm like, okay. So that's all we got, baby.
That's it for the quick hits.
Take a quick break. We're gonna come back. Jaime's gonna enlighten us. Peace.
So we're going to be doing a little bit of basketball,
Basketball.
So first off, I know it might be the first time we've talked about this on this podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about WNBA.
Well, we talked about Brittany Griner way back, but this is more like into the meat and potatoes of it.
Talk to me. Educate me.
So, report came out that the reigning champions, the Las Vegas Aces, are under investigation because they apparently have been offering people money, whatever, because there's a hard cap in the WNBA. Yeah. It's not like the NBA where they have a soft cap and they can go over and pay a luxury tax and all that stuff. So they have a hard cap set at 1.4 mil. So what they did was they offered people X amount of money on the roster, and then gave them a side deal for marketing and it was apparently like a minimal. They're saying it was a minimal activity required, so they just got a side payment to make up the difference. So apparently they've been signing a couple people to way less than they had been making. So I think one of the players had been making like $200,000 a year. Took a discount of $100,000, and then they got a side payment. So the WNBA is looking into that because it's been the whole competitive balance thing, especially now that they're trying to form these super teams, just like the NBA is doing. So you have the Las Vegas Aces who just signed. They just signed Alicia Parker, I think, and they signed
Candace Parker.
And Alicia Colburn. I remember her last name.
Yeah.
Who's a forward, and then they signed Candace Parker.
Candace Parker, potentially one of the faces of the WNBA.
One of the faces of the WNBA who just was in Chicago making, I think, $234, who had a max contract, and she signed with them for $100,000. So now they're trying to figure out how they've been able to keep all of their team together.
Now, they know now.
And you know who the owner is.
What? Who's the owner?
It's Mark Davis. So you already know.
Wait, the Raiders guy?
Yeah.
He owns the basketball team?
Yeah. So, yeah, you already know he learned from his dad, who was the biggest.
Just win, baby.
And they did that.
What?
And they did that. They won the championship this year. And now you got the counterpart from Joe Tsai, who owns the Nets, who is putting their own team together.
Wow.
So they just got they had drafted Ionescu, who was the number 1 pick a couple years ago.
Wow.
They just got the former MVP, John Paul Jones from the Suns. and then they they just signed Breonna Stewart from Seattle.
Shiesty.
So they're putting the whole super team together. And again, one of those other things where it's like Joe Tsai last season got a $500,000 fine for I think competitive imbalance or something.
Yeah, what is
because they were chartering. He was paying them. He was chartering flights for the team, which is apparently illegal under the CBA, which I didn't.
So you have to keep this in mind that we're just seeing the stuff that they're getting busted for.
Right, this is like the old NCAA stuff.
Yeah.
Buying people cars and
this
parents' cars
saying.
and stuff
so
like that.
You got to know what really might have went on.
Yeah, you got to see. But then
wow.
The other thing is, you got these two big teams. They're putting butts in seats. They're selling out their games.
So these are the franchises of the
right now.
The main team.
These are the super teams. They putting their super team together. So now, is it worth it? Are you like
so, exactly? What's the punishment? What are you gonna punish them with?
Does the WNBA want to go as far as like nixing contracts and all that stuff and making their players?
Are you taking those championships away? Ooh, Dana.
I gotta say though, if Candace Parker was a real one, she would have taken some of that money he gave her, give him back to him so he can get a real haircut. She's not a real one now. She'd be like, "Here's $1,000, go get a real haircut."
Now he's got a couple billion. He can afford his own damn haircut. He just doesn't. He likes that weird ass haircut he got.
Wow.
But so that's the thing. So it's like, especially when they're trying to keep franchises together. Like the WNBA has had a hard time with marketing.
The WNBA can't afford this at all.
Maybe they can. They
say you're saying the scandal.
Any good news? Any good
news? Yeah.
So
because they're doing all this shady shit on the side, and they still don't have anybody watching. Sorry, Rodney, but they still don't have anybody watching those games.
You can get some ratings. Wow.
So I think that's the hard, like how much does this hurt? How much does this help? How much? He's getting his phone calls right now.
This is loud. You're under contract.
No, that was my girl Rihanna calling. I know everybody knows last night. I just want to announce it now.
But and then the other thing is, with the WNBA having such a hard time, staying afloat.
Yeah.
How does this make them look?
You can't afford this in my eyes. You can't afford any kind of. I don't know. I'm caught in a weird space because you might be right. Now people might be looking at the WNBA, but are you going to look at that league and be like, oh, there's such an upstanding, like, it might even turn people off even more now.
Because, my only thing is that, the smaller franchises that are not able to keep, pay out these players.
Yeah.
So think about it. If you're taking, if somebody like Candace Parker's taking $100,000 and then taking, I'm not saying she did or she didn't, but taking 150 on the side.
Yeah.
Are there franchises who have that to do that? Who have the money? Like if you're set at a hard cap of 1.4 and you have a way to get around it, how many franchises can do that? How many franchises can do that? How many owners are able to do that and eat that money?
How many want to do it? They don't want to start putting their own. They get enough money from the NBA to just subsidize this. They don't want to start putting their own money into a lot of these guys.
No.
But you have guys like Joe Tsai, and you guys have like Joe Tsai,
they got the
Mark
money.
Davis, who have the money, and
they
two
got
have the
money.
want to
like
go
the WNBA is like their little play toy kind of.
Especially in Vegas where you can promote it and it's just a different vibe.
But that's my thing. I feel like they didn't need to be doing this. You're saying that the Davis cat owns the team.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's all about winning. Just win. He's winning. He put a championship. He got a banner up. For him, the Raiders aren't doing that anytime soon.
I'm just gonna say the same thing. The Raiders aren't gonna be seeing one for a while, so
he's got a banner up.
He used that for motivation for the Raiders. He walks in with the banner on.
The Raiders were okay, not last year, but the year before.
They're okay. They weren't going to win a championship. And they're not winning a championship right now, especially if they lose Derek Carr.
Exactly. So stay out of my mind, man.
Don't worry, I don't want to be in there.
Wow.
So that's a big thing. And so you got to see how the WNBA, the higher-ups, handle this because, do you want to put out punishments? Do you want to nix contracts?
I think it's just going to be fines. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're not taking away picks.
Because that's a hard, it's a tough situation to be in because, yeah, you have mainstream media talking about this, you have other people talking about this, but is all publicity good publicity?
Yeah, I think it's just they're gonna come down with fines. That's it.
Because if they stripped the title away, people would be in the streets rioting. And oh wait, no, they won't be.
I think that's the thing. You're like, oh, they won a title? I didn't even know that. No disrespect. But
Just facts. That's
what
all.
else you got, baby?
And then the other one, I wasn't here for this. As a Brooklynite, as a native New Yorker,
Go ahead.
I was not here for the post trade deadline.
The fall of the Nets.
And as a Knicks fan,
Are they falling now?
they're going back to scratch. They're going back from scratch. What do you got?
No, I'm saying you don't think they can be 8th or 7th in the East?
And do what? They're gonna go out in the first round of the playoffs. Like,
No, but I'm saying
come on,
it's
right
still-
now your team is being led by Ben Simmons.
That's P's boy.
Yeah, yeah.
So think about it.
P's boy, Benny Sizzle.
Think about it. At one point, you had
Kevin Durant,
Kyrie Irving,
Irving.
and James Harden. You had 3 of the top 10, 15 players in the league.
But 3 of the most dysfunctional players in the NBA. You might even can say history almost.
Yo, whatever it is, but they were 3
All
of
divas.
the top 10 players in 10, 15 players in the game.
Like, in retrospect, if you look at that.
And what did you get out of it? Like, you lost all these picks. You blew up. You traded all these players, assets, all that stuff. What did Josiah bring to New York? Was it one playoff series win?
And they did the same thing a few years earlier when they got Garnett.
And Paul Pierce.
Paul
played there
Pierce.
too, right?
That was the Russian guy, and that was more of the, what do you call it? Them just getting fleeced by the Celtics. Like, he was trying, like, that was another time when he was trying to put, like, I think that was a lot more of him trying to put butts in the seats and getting, getting people talking about the Nets. Joe Tsai legitimately went out and tried to put a contender together.
Oh, he definitely did.
And that shit blew up.
It didn't work.
That did not work. It blew up in their face completely. But you got to think about it. That has to be, I think I talked to you about it. It has to be one of the, like, a 30, there has to be a 30 for 30 about this.
It's going to be a hot mess.
It should be.
You got 3 Hall of Famers playing together. You got all these the veterans signing on to try to get a chip, and what do you end up with?
0.
Oh, there's so much drama in that whole story.
Not even 0. You went less than 0 probably.
And you thought you put it over the top when you brought Benny Simmons in, but you didn't. No.
You gotta think, and and now you look at the Suns. The Suns are, if everyone stays healthy, they can easily come out the West right now.
I won't say easily. You're saying easily?
If everyone's healthy,
they still
to come out of the West,
they gotta deal with the Mavs. I don't think the Warriors are done. Nobody's talking about the Clippers.
The Clippers, everybody has to stay healthy.
And they're just dismissing the Nuggets like they won't have a say.
I don't know, man, but you gotta think about it. Look
Nah,
at
the West is too stacked for that.
It is though. It is. I will say that, but you guys look at the. You got your 4 of your 5 starters. You got, what do you got? CP3.
Boom.
Booker,
I think he's washed.
Booker,
I'll give you.
KD,
I'll give you.
and you got DeAndre Ayton. You could put.
I'll give you the last 3.
You could put Koopy as the 4, and they might come out the West regardless.
Nah, they're not coming out. No, that's what I'm saying.
But you're right. The West is stacked.
Yeah, the West is stacked.
The Mavs is. How long we got till
We
Kyrie?
already talked about that.
Yeah,
how long?
Till Kyrie has some, and he's not playing.
What is it? It could be anything. It's too hot down here.
They're hoping to get 3 months out of him, like I said last time. They're hoping to get 3 months.
3 months, that's not even playoffs.
Well,
it might be playoffs.
But you gotta think about it.
March, April, May.
So, yeah.
And the playoffs are like June. Oh, that might be like the finals.
So you gotta think about it. Depending on how this goes, do you think Mark Cuban's gonna give him 4 years, $200 million that he wants?
No, I said he'd be stupid to do it.
Is he worth the headache at that point?
He was worth trying to get you to a championship this year. I wouldn't give him anything after that.
I don't know.
But
so Brooklyn's done.
Right now, I think Brooklyn's over.
Brooklyn's done for how long? Because you gotta say this is years now in my eyes.
Yeah, and they don't have draft picks to rebuild.
You have
No,
nothing.
they got some draft picks back.
Did they?
They got some draft picks back in the KD
But I'm
trade,
looking
the Kyrie
at the
trade.
college. I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody.
The other thing is, I mean, one thing I will say is, once they clear out some of these, they have money, and Joe Tsai's not afraid to spend money. But now, if you're one of those players, like, what are you signing up for?
Yeah, why would you go to Brooklyn?
Especially after, I will say, I'll give him his props because he was petty. And he was like, Kyrie, you want to go to L.A.? We're sending you to the Mavs. You're going to the Mavs. So,
They'll love you in Texas.
Speaking of that, what happened with the Westbrook thing? How did he end up? Where did he go? Jazz? How did that happen? Does anybody know?
It's just that once the Brooklyn deal fell through, they just had to find something because they couldn't keep him. They didn't want to keep him around. And
go ahead.
I mean, allegedly, he had multiple issues with Darvin Ham.
Yeah, I think the coach stood up to him. That's why. We had a little technical difficulties, but we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come back and talk about me crying. Come back, Katie.
Hey guys, Francisco here, a Pops Nutrition. I want to talk to you guys about this awesome product I've been taking for the last 6 months, Synta 6. Synta 6. I've been taking this product for the last 6 months. I love the taste. It doesn't upset my stomach. I personally love peanut butter. I take 1 scoop before my workout, 1 scoop after my workout. The results are phenomenal. Synta 6.
Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows my sorrow.
Hey, don't try to make us feel as bad as you, but I have to listen to your singing.
Yo. Know what I hate? And
Losing in the Super Bowl?
I'm going to preach a little bit over here. I hate when my logic destroys what I believe and what I hope for. I don't know if that makes any sense. I told you who I picked last week.
Yep.
And I told you. But in my heart, I believe. You want to believe. You want to do all of this stuff and be like, oh, yeah. But at the end of the day, logic came in and said, forget about those beliefs. Forget about all that. And me, I'm one of those people. I just went by what I saw. The Chiefs had the experience, and you've seen it in that game. Andy Reid winning at halftime, made the adjustments. They came out in the second half, smoked them. Where was this vaunted defense for Philadelphia, my squad? Where was it? Where was it? It never turns out how you think it's going to turn out. If you told me that Jalen was going to have that game that he had, and then the defense wasn't going to do nothing, I would have said, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Looking at it, the optics of it up until that point. I'm not one of these dudes that starts with the officiating, because it's part of it. I hate it, but it's part of it. Officiating is part of it, and I'm another one. Injuries is part of it. Like, I know a lot of people don't accept injuries. Like, if Jalen got hurt or whatever, it's just part of it. It's the whole thing. But with all that being said, I'm not mad. Well, I am mad. I'm more mad than sad. The defense. In my eyes, it was the defense. Kind of let us down.
I don't know, man. Last night you was a little sad. I saw a couple tears come down.
Yeah,
roll down your cheek.
You heard me singing. I'm mixed. I have mixed emotions right now. Let me keep it a buck.
Last night at Zaco.
You guys heard what I had to say. What did y'all see? I don't know if y'all even seen this. Y'all, because y'all might have seen something totally different than what I seen. I know that's what I saw.
I thought that game was over at halftime.
Ooh.
When Mahomes went down, they got the field goal, went up by 10. I'm like, they can't come back. You were dominating. You were dominating that game. They could not stop you on third down. That's what was killing them.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. That's what I thought. Remember, I told you the way he got off that field after that last.
You thought he was done.
I thought he might.
Let me ask you this: you think they shot him up?
They had
Yeah,
to.
I think they did.
I think this time he was like, I'm not.
He was like, nah.
This is it.
Because the way that he looked like he was in agony.
Yeah.
And then when he came out, I'm like, oh yeah, they might have.
Yeah, they gave him.
They might have did the do.
But at the same time, I think like you guys talked about, I think it was a lot of the adjustments that the Chiefs made, because that first half.
They were getting smoked.
They didn't have the ball a lot either, too.
No, they didn't.
So you couldn't really see what they were doing.
Yeah, it's part of coaching.
But that was possession, and that was possession without running the ball. They were throwing the ball. Your offense just looked crazy out there. They looked, and the defense. I mean, they didn't really have to put out that effort. So I thought, especially like you said, going into halftime down 10, like the momentum's on your side. I thought the game was locked up.
Yeah. Wow.
And then they came out in the second half, and Pacheco got that touchdown, went right down the field. And I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a game, because Pat ran that one first down. He just took off, then cut back inside. I thought he was going to go to the sidelines.
Do you look at a couple key plays, though? Like who's the receiver? Is it Scantling? That kickoff return that he did up the sideline?
No, that was
the punt returner.
That was Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
That was the punt return.
That was a huge play.
Yeah. I think that was a big play.
That was huge, because Kansas City, you just got back, and now you punt that ball away. Kansas City just scored. You go 3-and-out, punt it, and then boom, they're back on the 5-yard line.
Pacheco had his way with us, I felt.
Yeah.
I felt like he had his way with us.
And the other thing I thought was like that missed field goal. I thought was going to come back to haunt them. Like I thought that missed field goal, because your offense looks the Eagles' offense looks so good, and I was like, you're giving up points.
Points, yeah, you can't give any points.
Yeah.
And especially because it looked like it was going to be a high-scoring game, and you're giving up points. I thought that was going to come back and bite them in the end.
And where was your defense on Tony and Sky Moore's touchdowns? They were wide open.
Wide open.
That was like the same play. They just flipped it and did it to Sky Moore on the other side.
Remember the original touchdown from Kelsey?
Yeah.
Where he just ran past the safety, and Mahomes dropped it
right
in his hand.
Where is this magical like where were you guys, man? Where was the front four? Where was who's the number 7 cat? I'm so mad. I can't even think of his name. Oh, my goodness, man. You guys did not show up. You didn't show up. And on the flip side, because I'm looking at both sides, you look at, what's his name? The defensive coordinator for Spagnuolo, Eric Bieniemy, and Andy Reid. Big boy names. After Sirianni, I can't really name any.
Right.
I really can't. Like you just said, they picked off one of our
your offense coordinator.
I didn't know who that guy was. These other 2 guys could potentially should even be head coaches in the league. They should be. They make the adjustments at the halftime. You can see it. You could see the experience, the time management, the clock management even at the very end of the game. How they played it. The dude could have went in for the touchdown. He went down. That's all coaching, man.
The only thing I can say about your offense, they were third down. They couldn't be stopped. There was I think it might have been towards the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
It was a 3rd and 15, and they got a 17-yard pass to Goddard to convert. After that, they were 1-4 on third down conversions. They needed to convert to keep possession of the ball later on.
I've never seen so many catches come into question either. It seemed like a lot of catches, especially for Philly.
It was a couple of them. I mean,
and I'm a Philly guy. I'm looking at that like, that didn't look like a catch.
Yeah, they were all legit. Like, could have went either way.
Yeah.
Like,
it was so much of that. The officiating, and I'm not this guy with officiating. But you don't want that to kind of determine a big boy game like that, man. You just don't.
I
in
will
my
say
eyes.
that last, and I know you're talking about the last play. I think the last play, could it have been a hold? Yes. Even Bradbury, like I said, I was talking to you about it.
He did come out and say,
Bradbury came out and said, I was holding him. I was hoping they didn't call it.
Yeah.
But it's a tough thing to have that be the deciding play. of the game.
I mean, at least Philly would have got a shot because Kansas City would have had to kick the field goal. And you would have like a minute
drive
30.
And get a touchdown. Or tie it up with a field goal.
So I think that's the hard part is because, it went down to that and that decided the game.
But then again, Hurts fumbling that ball for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, that was the only takeaway from him that I had.
You got a gift with Sanders when he got popped right after he caught it that he didn't make more of a football move or else.
Yeah,
there was a lot of close,
a lot of crazy stuff that went on. Yeah. But were you happy with the game? As it being the last game.
I thought it was a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you think about it, it came down to the last second field goal. I think it was a good game. Like I said, it's a tough ending. Especially with the refs.
You don't want question marks. You just don't want question marks.
The refs having a hand in that.
You just don't want question marks.
Mahomes is clutch. He was absolutely clutch. That second half, that 26-yard run towards the end.
Yeah.
I am disgusted too because it's so hard to get back. Now, I'm not saying I'm already thinking about next year, but I don't know.
No, you already said you don't give me that because you already said yesterday we're running it back.
But don't give me that. No, I'm saying, but it's so hard to do it though. Once again, here's what I'm gonna say. Where my belief is this, but my logic is this. My logic is no way.
No.
NFC's no joke.
Yep.
You got teams coming. NFC is no joke.
I think you got to keep her there in Hurts. That last game against San Fran, he did not look good. So I was wondering how he was going to perform, and
he showed out.
He showed up.
And here's the thing: I always kind of was hesitant with him, and he shut me up. He shut me up yesterday.
Three touchdowns and
he shut me up.
The extra 2-point extra point.
And you were debating. Tell me what you were saying.
I was telling him, I was like, look, he carried that team. I was like, do you think, win, lose, or draw, whatever, do you think he would have gotten the MVP? He deserved the MVP? Because you take Hurts out of that team, where's that game?
Zero.
And I told him, I was like, I think there's been one person who's gotten the MVP on a losing side.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, last night, Hurts might have been a candidate for that. Because if you take Hurts out of that, where are the Eagles? Where's that offense?
The problem is number 15 on the other side.
Yeah, the cat's name on the other side.
That's the problem.
When you look at he put up numbers, but if you look at the most valuable player for that team, like if you take Hurts out of that, where are the Eagles? Where's that offense? And he put up, was it three touchdowns? He got the extra point.
Yeah, he was put the team on his back though.
That's what I'm saying. Like I told him, I was like win, lose, or draw. He's got to get some votes on for MVP.
And the NFL's got to figure out what the hell's Philly's doing with these short yardage things that people just cannot
stop.
They
can't stop.
I've never seen that before.
I call it bully ball. Like I haven't seen nobody stop it yet.
It's ridiculous.
They just crowd up. Boom, we're moving your whole squad backwards. 1 or 2 yards. I've never seen anything like it.
Because you know it's coming.
You know
stack
it's coming.
The box.
They look right at you and say, we're coming. You need to figure out how to stop it. I haven't seen nobody stop it. Nobody. I don't know. They're probably going to try and do something to stop that. Because a lot of the times, too, you see dudes coming up, pushing the dude, and that kind of stuff. It's kind of weird.
I remember I was laughing because there was one of the commentators for Fox. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He was talking about Jalen Hurts is such a powerful runner. I was like, he didn't run.
He didn't do that. He got pushed.
He got pushed from behind.
Yeah.
He got the power.
He did say about the powerful legs.
Yeah. He's like the powerful legs. I was like, the powerful legs were the fullback behind him that was pushing him up.
He had 4 powerful legs. But
another question I want to bring up: what was up with that field last night?
That was like terrible.
Oh my goodness! I hate when stuff like this is happening.
Right off the jump, like one of the first drives, I saw
they were slipping all over the place.
Yeah. So, remember the kickoff? The kickoff by the Eagles. It ended up being a short kick because literally planted his foot as soon as he planted his foot.
They were showing like a stack of cleats that were over in one part of the thing. I'm like, what? I've never seen anything like that.
It was
dudes changing their cleats.
Kansas City's first drive, I saw a defensive end coming around the corner, coming after Mahomes, and his legs just slipped right out and he went down.
You can't have this stuff, man.
Even who was it?
You can't have this stuff.
The second touchdown by KC, when he went to celebrate, he slipped and fell.
Yeah.
So I was like,
wow.
No, was that Kelsey? That was Kelsey. Was that Kelsey's?
No, it wasn't Kelsey.
Oh, because he slipped down and fell down after he caught that too.
Oh, yeah.
And then popped back up.
No, but it was somebody else because it was literally like as he was going to celebrate, his leg just went out from under him in the end zone.
You can't have this
And
stuff, man.
They said they had that issue at one of the bowl games a couple of years ago with that same field.
No.
And how do you?
Then don't have it there. Then don't have it there,
Exactly.
or figure out something, man. You can't have this.
And that's
like,
natural grass, right? Because
Yeah,
they keep it outside and then pull it in.
There was like key plays with that too. You see blatantly nobody's around the dude. This dude slipping and falling. Awful. But I know P got to go. Thanks for coming through.
No problem.
Thank you for coming through, young man.
doubt.
We're gonna talk to your people.
All
right, and we're gonna try and get you.
Yeah, I might be, you know.
While we're here, can I talk to you right now? Can you make another?
Hey,
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna need you to call my assistant.
Can you talk to him right now? Okay. Yeah.
We're gonna get you back over here, but sorry we're a little brief today. My man P, he got an appointment, but thanks for joining the Comeback Kings. I don't know if we're gonna. What are we gonna do?
Next.
Are we gonna take a break?
What's next? You gotta talk. I mean, it's gonna be a
We're
lot
gonna
of
do
NBA.
March Madness, NBA,
NBA March Madness is coming
NHL.
up.
Yep.
Well, we'll take a break. We'll take a week, and then we'll discuss it. And
We gotta
we'll get
retool
back.
the show.
Yeah, we'll retool it. We'll recharge it. We're not done. But thanks for joining us, man. Peace.
See ya.